Luka is crazy, man.
Luka can get a shot off on anybody in the league.
It looks so effortless.
He's mastered at 23, 24, 25 years old.
He's definitely one of the smartest players that I've seen.
And then he hits you with a step back, and then he's almost always open.
Luka in the 5 games he's played. Ladies and gentlemen, MVP numbers. He's averaging 40.
Dave, we're just receiving word of a massive trade in the NBA. The Lakers have traded Anthony Davis to the Dallas Mavericks in exchange for Luka Doncic. What? In a 3-team deal.
Said the crowd just seems to arrive a little bit more early, and he has something to do with it. His 24 points in the first quarter alone was the most points in a quarter by a Laker since Kobe.
That was embarrassing. I think everybody here knows it. We have a higher standard than that, and it's game 2, but we'll be ready to go for Sunday.
The NBA has a problem, and it's not about ratings or load management or super teams. The problem is simple. Luka Doncic is breaking basketball. He is exposing defenses night after night, turning elite defenders into traffic cones and making championship-caliber teams look like they're running middle school schemes. This isn't hyperbole. This is what's happening right now in the league, and teams are scrambling to find answers that don't exist. Let's start with what we're actually witnessing. When the Lakers traded Anthony Davis for Luka Doncic back in February, the basketball world imploded. Analysts called it reckless. Fans screamed about destroying a championship core. ESPN talking heads debated for weeks whether the Lakers just committed franchise suicide. Fast forward to today, and those same critics are eating their words with a side of humble pie. Luka opened his Lakers career by dropping 43 points, 12 rebounds, and 9 assists against Golden State. 2 days later, 49 points, 11 rebounds, and 8 assists against Minnesota. That's 92 points in his first 2 games wearing purple and gold. Not a typo, 92 points. But here's where it gets absolutely insane. Luka became only the 4th player in NBA history to start a season with back-to-back 40-point games, joining Michael Jordan, Wilt Chamberlain, and, ironically, Anthony Davis, the same guy the Lakers traded him for. And then Luka went even further. He became the first player in NBA history to open a season with 2 straight games of at least 40 points, 10 rebounds, and 5 assists. Not the first Laker, the first player ever in the entire history of professional basketball. Against Minnesota, Luka hung 23 points in the first quarter alone, matching Kobe Bryant and Kyle Kuzma for the most explosive opening quarter by a Laker in 3 decades. By halftime, he already had 32. The Timberwolves threw Jaden McDaniels and Rudy Gobert at him, 2 of the league's premier defenders. Luka cooked them for 24 points while shooting 10 for 12 when they were the primary defenders. When your opponent's guard comes out after the game talking about how embarrassing their own defense was, you know you're doing something special. That's not trash talk aimed at Luka. That's a professional athlete calling out his own team because they had no answer for what they just experienced. But let's talk about the elephant in the room, LeBron James. At 41 years old, the King is still operating at a level that defies human biology. While everyone obsesses over Luka's arrival, they're forgetting that LeBron is still out here embarrassing defenders who weren't even born when he entered the league. The film doesn't lie. Watch how teams try to defend these two in transition, and you'll see grown men making career-ending decisions in real time. Defenders backpedal. Big mistake. Defenders try to body them up. Even worse mistake. Defenders play drop coverage. Absolutely catastrophic mistake. The Clippers found this out the hard way. Their defensive scheme against Luka and LeBron looked like a case study in what not to do. Drop coverage against either of these players is basketball suicide, and yet teams keep trying it. It's like watching someone touch a hot stove, get burned, and then touch it again, expecting a different result. When LeBron attacks downhill in transition, he's not looking to score first. He's reading the entire defense, waiting for someone to make a mistake. And they always do. A help defender rotating too early, a big man stuck in no man's land, a wing player gambling for a steal. LeBron sees it all before it happens, and by the time defenders realize their mistake, the ball is already in the air, heading toward an open teammate, or LeBron is finishing at the rim through contact.
I don't write it down and nothing in my mind. Just trying to go game by game and trying to win every game.
Luka operates with the same basketball IQ, but his game is even more devastating because of the pace he controls. He doesn't need to be the fastest player on the court. He's the smartest. He's playing chess while defenders are playing checkers. One dribble gets you leaning, a jab step gets you backpedaling, a slight shoulder fake gets you completely turned around. And then it's over. Either Luka's rising up for a step-back three, or he's hitting a cutting teammate for an easy bucket. The synergy between these two is what should terrify the rest of the league. Yes, Luka proved he can dominate without LeBron on the floor, but imagine what happens when they're both healthy and playing together. Two generational playmakers who see the game 3 steps ahead. Two players who can break down any defensive scheme. Two guys who make the right play every single time. JJ Redick understands what he has. Before the season started, he boldly predicted Luka would win MVP. Not might win, would win. That's confidence. That's a coach who sees something special brewing in LA.
Again, this is why you always have to be adaptable as a coach. The nature of playing with Luka Doncic is if you play drop coverage against him, you're going to die. So teams are going to red or they're going to blitz. We have to be better, and we're going to figure that out. It helps when you can play all shooting lineups. I'm not concerned about that.
Redick gets it. Drop coverage equals death. But here's the problem for opposing coaches. If you don't play drop coverage, if you switch everything or blitz, Luka and LeBron will pick that apart too. They're not system players who need specific schemes to succeed. They are the system. The offense runs through them because they make every possession a potential advantage. And this is where we need to talk about what this means for the rest of the NBA. How do you game plan for this? How do you build a defense that can contain both LeBron James and Luka Doncic for 48 minutes? The short answer is you can't. Minnesota tried. They've got one of the best defensive rosters in basketball. Rudy Gobert anchoring the paint, Jaden McDaniels locking up on the perimeter, Anthony Edwards providing energy, and Luka still dropped 49 on them in his second game as a Laker while playing through a hand injury. The Clippers tried. They've got Kawhi Leonard and James Harden, two guys who understand playoff basketball at the highest level. And both Luka and LeBron made them look completely lost on defense. Harden standing around gambling for steals, Kawhi Leonard backpedaling in transition, Zubac caught in no man's land over and over again. This isn't about effort or intelligence. These teams are trying. They're executing their defensive schemes. The problem is that their schemes don't matter when you're facing two players who can solve any puzzle you throw at them. Let's address the elephant in the room about team dynamics. For years, everything in the Lakers organization revolved around LeBron. His timeline, his preferences, his social media cryptic posts, the constant speculation about what LeBron wanted next. It was exhausting for everyone involved. Now, that era is over. Luka is 26 years old and entering his absolute prime. LeBron is 41 and fighting father time. The power dynamic has shifted, and everyone knows it. Luka is the present and the future. LeBron is the legendary veteran adding championship experience.
However easy LeBron wants to make it, because at this point, he's the one on the outside. 41. We do have to give it up to you, but at the end of the day, you got 1, 2, 3 more years. I mean, if you want to make it hard, cool. But at the end of the day, he's still going to be here. No matter how you look at it, Luka is going to be here.
Harsh? Maybe. True? Absolutely. This is Luka's franchise now. LeBron is the supporting cast, and if he's smart, he'll embrace that role because it gives him the best chance at another ring. The betting markets have already figured this out. The Lakers' championship odds have plummeted since the Doncic trade. Caesars Sportsbook reported that LA was already their biggest liability before the trade, and it's only gotten worse since Luka arrived. Translation? Everyone is putting serious money on the Lakers to win it all. And why wouldn't they? The team is 18-10 with Luka playing this season. That's a 64.2% winning rate. Only Oklahoma City has been better in the Western Conference. When Austin Reeves is dropping 51 points in games where Luka sits out, you know this roster has legitimate depth. The Lakers are currently dealing with injuries. Luka's dealing with a sprained finger and leg contusion. LeBron has been sitting out managing his minutes. But when both players are healthy and on the court together for a full playoff series, the rest of the NBA should be terrified. This isn't about one team being unfair. This is about two players being so good that they expose how everyone else plays basketball. They reveal the gaps in defensive schemes. They punish every small mistake. They make the game look simple when it's anything but. The Anthony Davis trade looked insane when it happened. 8 months later, it looks like genius. Luka is proving to be everything the Lakers hoped for and more. And the combination of his skill with LeBron's experience in basketball IQ might be the most dangerous duo in the league. So yes, LeBron James and Luka Doncic are too good for the NBA. They're operating at a level that makes traditional defensive schemes obsolete. They're exposing weaknesses in teams that won 50-plus games last season. They're making all defensive team members look completely lost. And the best part? They're just getting started. The chemistry is still building, the schemes are still being perfected, the role players are still figuring out how to maximize their opportunities. When this Lakers team hits its final form, when LeBron and Luka are both healthy and clicking together, when the shooters are spaced properly and the defense locks in, they're going to be absolutely terrifying. The rest of the NBA has been warned. Drop coverage won't work. Blitzing won't work. Playing straight up won't work. LeBron and Luka have an answer for everything, and they're coming for banner number 18. The league has a problem, and that problem is wearing purple and gold.